Good morning. This is actually one of the hardest reading vlogs that I ever did because I'm genuinely sleepy. As in, like, my stomach actually really hurts. So, try natin mag-tea. So, we're officially starting kasi I just had a little tea break. It's almost 5:30 and ito na yung book. I haven't opened it yet, so buksan natin siya. I'm actually very excited and sana matapos ko siya today while I'm working ito Wuthering Heights. Kasi I'm actually running on the clock ngayon kasi July 31 na and kailangan ko siya ma-push sa July reads ko. Kaya this is a very stressful video. Tignan natin talaga kung aabot to. Okay, we're finally ayan na. Start na. Chapter 1. I do have a little bit of expectation kasi it's very popular book. It's very well loved. And again, I'm not expecting a romantic love story but a tragic one kasi nga very abusive ganyan. So, let's see. It's 300 it's up to 337 page. So, I'm feeling good. I mean, parang feel ko matatapos natin today. Sana. Hopefully. With work. While I'm working, ganyan. Nabi ko pa daldal ka na. I just finished the first chapter. Chapter 1, it's all about introducing Mr. Heathcliff. I think Heathcliff. Apparently, he's living in Wuthering Heights. Which is very interesting kasi parang, sinabi na yung title. Kasi kaya siya yung may wuthering na word kasi because of the harsh winds na experience ng bahay. You're introduced Mr. Lockwood. Nag-rent lang yata siya or nag-visit siya around the area. Then, he meets Mr. Heathcliff. And then, he finds Mr. Heathcliff very compelling. Balik siya ng balikata doon or whatever. I mean, so far, parang very heavy kasi siya. Very dark, atmospheric, ganyan ng peg niya. It's already 5:41, 42. Mga ganyan. We're done with chapter 2. It's 5:58. So, took me 10 minutes again. So far, Emily Bronte's writing is okay. Emily Bronte is still my number one, like, writing or prose. Yung favorite kong type of writing. Not entirely because of the story yan. Like, hindi yung best is Jane Eyre. Pero her writing, like, in general, I really like it. Emily Bronte so far sa second. And then, poor Anne Bronte, pero I think she's not popular for a reason. Of the three sisters, I'm not really keen sa kanya writing or I don't really like it. Yun lang. We're introduced to Mrs. Heathcliff. So, we're diving into chapter 3 kasi very intriguing so far. I didn't notice, it's already 6:22. It's getting very interesting kasi ang nangyari dito sa chapter 3. Lockwood, yung bisitang ayaw umalis, he was taken into like a basement, I'm guessing. He has to stay the night there kasi very stormy na. Like may snowstorm yata, ganyan. Nag-aaway talaga sila as in hindi nila hinahide yung fact na nag-aaway sila lahat sa bahay na yun. And then, as they, have this bickering, talagang lumalakas din yung snowstorm. Very gothic also itong book na to kasi may mga elements of ghost, supernatural kasi Sa chapter 3, yung nangyari na nightmares ni Lockwood na about Catherine. Binasa kasi niya yung diary niya before he slept. So, we are introduced to her backstory na a little bit. So, apparently, she has this set of childhood friends and including Mr. Heathcliff na doon. Di ba nagkaroon ng nightmare si Lockwood that same day, that same night, na parang binuksan niya yung window and then a child drags his hand. And apparently, she's saying na she's Catherine. He screams, like super scream niya to the point na nagising siya sa nightmare niya. He's still in the bed. Tapos, Mr. Heathcliff comes running down. And then, medyo disappointed siya na si Mr. Lockwood lang pala nandun. Which is, ano bang ina-expect niya? Like, sino bang ina-expect niya dun sa basement na yun, sa pagsigaw na yun? Almost like, nag-expect siya ng someone to be there. So, I'm guessing si Catherine ang na-expect niya and not Mr. Lockwood. Although, based on the ghostly elements, I'm not really sure if Catherine's still alive kasi after yung encounter niya dun kay Mr. Lockwood sa nightmare niya, he opens the window and then he calls Catherine. Which wala naman. Wala naman Catherine dun. I'm not really sure if he's expecting someone to be there na hindi naman nandun or buhay pa ba si Catherine. I don't know. Then after that, Mr. Lockwood goes home. Tapos, ayan, he shuts himself inside. So, opposite side ng reaction nila doon. Like, si Heathcliff, like, nabuksan talaga yung window. Like, asan ka na? Ganyan. And then, Mr. Lockwood shuts himself inside. So, finally done with chapter 4. Sorry for the change of camera. Kasi na full memory yung camera. And andun yung may mic. But, I was so confused at first. Kasi sobrang nalito talaga ako. Sabi ko, ha? Ano ba talaga? Sino ba si Catherine? And sino ba si Cathy? Ganyan. So, apparently pala, may kiba silang tao. Like, si Catherine yung anak niya si Cathy. She tells, like, the history of the Wuthering Heights ng a little bit. I understood na, okay, she's talking about other Catherine. So, Cathy is yung pangalan nung anak niya. Sabi din sila na parang mayaman naman ata yung mga tao sa Wuthering Heights, pero parang ewan ko. Si Mr. Heathcliff na one that residing right now in Wuthering Heights is an orphan daw. He was taken in by Mr. Earnshaw, which is yung tatay ni Catherine. So, Headley hated him for it. Headley is Catherine's brother. So, si Mr. Earnshaw may dalawang anak, si Catherine sa si Headley. Catherine super inaccept si Heathcliff and then si Headley ayaw na ayaw niya kay Heathcliff since he felt like all of his father's affection went to him. Chapter 5 tayo. I am done with chapter 5 and 6 kasi yung chapter 5 very short lang siya. So, I proceeded to go to chapter 6. Namatay nga yung tatay nila. Headley was the head of the house. He brought home a wife with him. Since he's the heir, he's the house master na ng bahay. And, nung wala siya, it brought Heathcliff and Catherine closer and closer and closer. Catherine, in nature, is very mischievous, very naughty, nung bata siya. Pero ano naman siya, lovable naman siya character. I mean, lovable siyang bata. Pero yun nga, madami lang siyang ginagawang kalokohan, ganyan. And then, after being the head of the master ni Mr. Headley, dami niyang ginawang changes. Tapos, in-stop niya yung education ni Heathcliff. Like, hindi niya sinend sa any school or any higher education. He just forced him to work on the fields, making him like a lower class, I guess. Kasi medyo, this time, alam niyo man, parang very big deal sa kanilang classes, ganyan. But one night, nakagat ng aso si Catherine sa Lintons. Catherine was forced to stay there since naalaga naman Lintons si Catherine because of her wound from the dog. Mr. Heathcliff was forced to go home na mag-isa kasi nga ayaw nila kay Heathcliff because of his appearance. Catherine enjoys the attention na kuha niya sa Lintons. After that shameful event, talagang panahon na yon, yung mga panahon nila, very big deal kapag pinapahiya ka or parang very ano sila, prideful. Parang, may nakakaya sa kapitbahay. O di kayo nagaga, nakagat ka pa ng aso, ganyan. After that, na sinabihan nga si Mr. Linton, si Headley, pinipigilan nila si Heathcliff saka si Catherine na magkita or magsalita. So, ayun. Ayun on chapter 8. And, ang nangyari, gabi yung lighting ko, yun, no? Plak na plaka. Kasi nag-front camera na ako. So far, nagkaroon lang ng incident kasi nga after nung ni Catherine magstay sa Lintons. Since umuwi na siya, tapos parang nagkaroon ng a little bit of party. Medyo na pala sa realidad, lalo si Heathcliff about his class. Parang namulat siya na parang yung itsura niya. Like, hindi accept after only being teased by Catherine, like yung appearance niya, like yung kung nagsuklay lang daw siya, naghugas lang daw yung siya ng mukha, parang magiging presentable na siya, ganyan. So after that, parang medyo, I mean, feel ko lang na nagkaroon na ng impact kay Heathcliff yung gano'n after siyang asarin ni Catherine. So feel ko pag yung mga normal na tao, wala naman siyang pakialam, kaso nga lang yun yung parang nagsabi si Catherine ng gano'n na parang, Ben, dami ng mukha mo, ganyan. Parang doon lang siya naging affected. Parang kinailangan pa siyang i-lift up ni Mrs. Dean. Like, sabi niya, malam mo, tatay mo, sa kanan mo, Indiano na mayaman, ganyan. Tapos, like, kaya-kaya pala niya bilhin yung Linton and then yung Wuthering Heights in the same week. Pero nakidnap ka lang ng, ng mga bandits, ganyan. Basta yung parang inano lang niya. Ina-comfort niya, ganyan. So, medyo si Catherine, like, hindi ko sinasabi na like super analysis to, pero throughout the party din, hindi siya masyadong, alam mo yun, hindi siya masyadong lumalaban in a sense, like medyo pa-joke pa din yung paglaban niya kay Heathcliff. Hindi siya masyadong independent-minded as to compare kay Jane Eyre. Like, sorry kung ikino-compare ko si kay Jane Eyre, pero sabi ko lang yung as a character, parang hindi siya yung very outspoken, alam mo yun, parang very against sa prejudice and sa social class, ganyan. Not really sure if it's her character overall kasi may bata pa lang siya kaya hindi siya masyadong alam yun. Tapos parang nagkaroon lang din ng super na insta si Heathcliff kay Headley. Parang sasabi niya na parang gusto mo lang i-payback si Headley like ganyan. Like sa pera yata. Like parang wala siyang utang na loob ganyan. So, nainis na siya kay Headley. Okay, just finished chapter 8. Ano nga ba nangyari? Parang tinuloy lang ni Mrs. Dean yung kanyang kwento. Kasi after being born nung pangalan na ito, anak ni Hindi sa kanong asawa niya, nanganak na. Kaso namatay din yung asawa niya. Kasi sa panganganak. Then, after that, parang si Hindi, naging alcoholic. Siyempre, natuwa si Heathcliff kasi parang, downfall mo, ganyan, joke. Pero parang si Catherine, she still keeps up this, agreeable appearance. So, parang very, malady siya, ganyan, sa appearance ng Lintons. Pero pag kasarap niya si Heathcliff, parang bumabalik siya sa old ways niya. Si Heathcliff, parang na-feel na din niya yung hindi nila pagkapantay ni Catherine kasi nawala na nga yung education niya. Tapos parang na-feel niya yung equality nila ni Catherine is hindi na pantay, ganyan, as the months go by. Nakita na sa chapter na to na si Catherine very violent na. Kasi, si Miss Nelly, kinurot niya nung nangialam sana si Edgar sa the way niya itrato yung servant. Sinampal niya si Edgar, like hinit niya, ganyan. After that, parang nilure in ulit ni Cathy si Edgar na magstay muna dun sa house nila after stalking him. For some reason, si Edgar, very love bug niya siya, ganyan. And then, they confessed their love for some reason after nun. Sabi ni Catherine kay Nelly, yung servant, dapat i-warn ni Nelly silang dalawa na nakauwi na si Headley. And then, suddenly, nalaman na lang niya na nag-confess na silang dalawa ng pagmamahalan na sa isa't isa. So, okay. Very weird si Cathy, pero sige, Catherine pala. So, chapter 9 na tayo. It's getting good, guys. As in, can see why. I can see why. Bakit? Very, this is a very intriguing book. So, I just finished chapter 9. So, basically, ang nangyari is, nagkaroon ng one night na chika si Catherine kay Sis Dean, yung servant niyang babae. Kasi apparently, she accepted Edgar Linton's marriage proposal pero nalilito siya kasi iba yung sinasabi ng utak niya and iba yung sinasabi ng heart niya. Sabi niya, like, as in, tinuro talaga niya yung puso niya and then yung heart niya kay Mrs. Dean kasi ang sabi niya, ano ba daw siya, like, foolish ba siya na in-accept niya yung marriage kasi tinanong siya ni Mrs. D na kung in-accept mo yung marriage, that means, diba, na mahal mo, ganyan, ba't mo ba pinakasalan, ba't mo in-accept yung proposal? So, si Catherine states all the, I guess, practical reasons kung ba't niya papakasalan si Mr. Linton, which is yung mayaman siya, pogi naman siya, handsome naman siya, educated man, ganyan. But, sinabi niya, kaya siya nalilito kasi si Heathcliff yung sinasabi ng heart niya, which is uneducated, walang yaman, walang wealth, like, completely opposite ni Edgar Linton. But, unbeknown to her, Heathcliff was actually listening to the conversation between the servant and her. Nung dinigrade niya si Heathcliff, sabi niya na wala naman kasing pera, ganyan, like, wala lang siya mapapala, ganun, magiging mahirap lang sila, ganyan, kung papakasalan niya si Heathcliff. Umalis na siya kagad. Hindi niya pinakinggan yung the rest of the story ni Catherine na parang, kahit alam niya na, despite of everything na ganun, alam niya na hindi siya magiging mayaman. Kasi nga na-experience niya nga, diba, yung maging mayaman dun din sa, saka yung kay Linton niya, parang nagustuhan din naman niya yung service ng pagkakaroon ng gulong klaseng privilege, ganyan. Pero sabi niya, despite of all that, si Heathcliff, saka siya hindi talaga mapaghihiwalay, as in, hindi niya kayang mawala si Heathcliff, ganyan. Which is, sa akin kasi parang, bata pa kasi siya. Like, I think she's just turning 16? Mga ganun, 16 yata, or 15, ganyan. So, alam mo yun, parang, girl, you don't even know what you're saying. Pero, after Heathcliff, narinig niya yung conversation na yon, lumaya siya sa Wuthering Heights. Then, they never found him even after 3 years. So, while finding, Catherine was trying to find Heathcliff that night. Kasi kahit may storm, ganyan, try niya hanapin si Heathcliff, pero wala siyang nakita. And then, she fell into, ano ba? Like, nagkaroon siya super lagnat. Like, super ill siya, ganyan. Which, napansin ko sa mga books, this, like, era, like, etong mga Bronte, saka si Fyodor Dostoevsky, ang pinaka naisip ko agad na ang hilig nilang magkaroon ng lagnat, yung mga characters, kapag peak na ng emotions nila. Like, I think, very famous as a symbolism na ginagamit ng authors this time, yung ganun, yung parang pag nilalagnat ka, super passionate yung emotions mo, very peak climax na talaga ng emotion mo to the point na nagkakalagnat ka na ganyan. So, ayun, parang it says a lot kung gano'n talaga ka-invested and ka-passionate si Catherine dun sa sa love story nila ni Heathcliff. She never found him. After 3 years, nagpakasal na sila ni Edgar Linton. Since siguro, wala na din naman siya magagawa kasi hindi niya makita. So, ayun, pakasal na tayo. I think she got married 17, 18, ganun yata. Let me check. Okay, apparently she's 18. So, tama nga, like, parang around 15 years old niya sinabi yung confession niya sa love kay Heathcliff. So, ano yan, parang, let's see if, kasi magkakalahati pala, hindi, parang 40% of the book na tayo. So, I guess, syempre throughout the book, mapapakita na kung gaano talaga niya ka-love or ka-passionate yung love ng dalawa, ganyan. So, she gets married at the age of 18. Yun, buti na lang, at least buti na lang, like, ka-age niya, medj yung ka-romance niya, ganyan. Kasi yun yung problema ko with Jane Eyre. And, ayun, yun talaga problema ko dun sa Jane Eyre. Sayang talaga kasi parang, says the age is not aging. I'll continue this after mag-log in. Ayun. boy.
Make a fortune more promptly on the English highways. He may have done a little in all these vocations, Mr. Lockwood, but I couldn't give my word for any.
Just finished chapter 10. So, chapter 11 tayo. And, surprise, bumalik si Heathcliff. And, isa na siyang mayaman. Parang mo yung typical na K-drama, ganyan. Parang nito ko parang mag-revenge. Pero yan, mayaman na siya. He visited the Lintons' house. Mr. and Mrs. Linton, which is si Catherine na and si Edgar. And, ayun, parang nagkaroon ng different, again, showing of class na parang akala ni Edgar mahirap pa din si Heathcliff. Sila, Catherine, saka si Heathcliff. And then, Heathcliff tells to her na parang gusto lang niya sanang makita siya, yung glimpse lang niya. And then, goes on to have his revenge on Headley, which is yung kapatid ni Catherine. And then, himself, like, he actually tells that he's gonna, you know, Edgar, very, submissive kay Catherine, and Catherine's very dominant, and Catherine actually doesn't see her faults, or parang yung dynamic nila, like, she sees Isabella and Edgar, yung magkapatid na yun, as spoiled brats, which, Mrs. Dean actually tells Catherine na, actually, sila yung nagpapakumbaba sa'yo, hindi yung, ikaw yung gumagawa ng parang i-cater sila, parang ganun. So, Catherine doesn't see that. Umalis si Heathcliff, nagpakita si Heathcliff, diba? Tapos umuwi na siya sa Wuthering Heights kasi apparently, si Headley, pinapastay siya doon after, like, seeing how much money he has made kasi nga, paglago yata siya or binigyan siya ng pera ni Heathcliff, ganyan. Conversation na naman si Catherine kay Mrs. Dean, yung katulong nila. Kasi hindi daw niya makausap ng tama si Edgar since parang dinidismiss lang ni Edgar yung mga sinasabi niyang papuri kay Heathcliff, ganyan. So parang sabi ni Mrs. Dean, malamang kasi asawa mo yun tapos kailangan mo nang kalimutan si Heathcliff in a romantic way. Kasi may husband ka na and everything. So si Catherine parang mga ganun lang siya kasi she doesn't really care kasi she just wants everything sa kanya. So after a few days, basta frequent visits na sila sa Wuthering Heights para kay Heathcliff. Nagkaroon ng crush si Isabella kay Heathcliff. Isabella yung kapatid ng asawa niya, si Edgar. And then, Catherine, super talagang pinipigilan niya kasi sabi niya, hindi mo kilala si Heathcliff. He's a savage man. Also, by the way, very evident or very parang binibigyan ng importance yung eyes ni Heathcliff dito sa mga parts na to, like especially sa katulad nila, parang na-recognize lang niya si Heathcliff dahil sa mata because he has this ferocity or wilderness sa mata pa din niya, ganyan. So doon niya na-recognize si Heathcliff. So very kailangan maganda yung eyes mo, Jacob Elordi, dun sa sa movie. Parang sinabi ni Catherine na he's a wild nature, ganyan-ganyan, hindi mo siya kilala, like, nagustuhan mo siya right now, pero hindi mo alam yung nature niya talaga, which, totoo naman kasi parang sabi ng katulong nila na parang nobody knows the true Heathcliff more than Catherine, kasi syempre, di ba nga, dun sila. Pero sinabi ni Catherine kay Heathcliff, pinahiya niya si Isabella by telling him all the confession na gusto nga ni Isabella si Heathcliff. Tapos parang dinidismiss ko na ni Heathcliff yung thought na yun, pero tinanong niya na parang, di ba heir siya ni Edgar, yung kapatid ni, magkapatid nga sila. So parang may pinaplot siya kasi ba't niya tatanungin yun, and I think he's gonna do something about it, like, about his revenge kay Edgar, siguro magiging through Isabella, kasi nga very si Edgar, very fond of his sister Isabella. So, we'll see. I'm on 108 page na tayo. So, malapit tayo mag-half, which is I'm guessing mga 150 or 160. Mga ganyan. Chapter 11. Ito na, nag-start na nagbabalap na super yung toxic na lang relationship sa isa't isa or yung, I guess, love. Si Heathcliff, very consume revenge siya. Tapos yun ko, like, yung character niya, like, he will do everything to get his revenge. Confront na siya ni Edgar na huwag ka na pupunta dito kahit kailan. Kasi nga nalaman niya yung confrontation ni Catherine sa ni Heathcliff. Sinumbong ng servant. So yun, parang he actually refused na parang hindi. Sinuntok ni Edgar si Heathcliff. Tapos, ayun, umalis siya, ganyan. Then, ayun, parang one of the key moments din siguro dito sa book is yun nga yung confrontation nila. Kasi parang sinabi din ni Heathcliff, I think, na parang mali na pinakasalan mo si Edgar. And stuff like that. And he will do as he pleases na yun nga, kung pakakasalan ko si Isabella, wala ka na doon, ganyan. After that confrontation, Catherine just shuts herself in. Meron ng confrontation din naman si Edgar sa si Catherine na parang sabi ni Edgar na kung mamili ka na kung ako o si Heathcliff yung like, pipili mo kasi nga yung parang sabi niya hindi pwedeng sabay kami kasi magkakaroon ng away talaga, ganyan. And Catherine just refuses to answer, as in ang galing niya mag-shove away ng topic na yun. Kasi parang inaano niya, may naman dipilit niya, parang, wag ba akong ini-stress, ganyan. Kasi siya ninisaraya niya in her room for 3 days without eating that much. Side note, medyo gets ko na yung iba na hindi nagugustuhan si Jacob Elordi saka si Margot Robbie sa casting. Ito yung pinaka okay sa akin na casting nga, yan. Yan si saka ito, okay naman sa akin. Actually, gets ko naman kung medyo gets ko si Margot Robbie. Yun yung ba't naging cast kasi medyo may pagka yung face ni Margot Robbie, yung cunning, ano tawag doon? Kasi parang medyo may tatago talaga, ganyan. However, I think her face is too modern and medyo matanda na kasi siya eh. Catherine kasi, diba, parang 18 years old at this time. So, maybe they'll do some spin-off or something like different, something different. Pero kay Jacob Elordi ako super like hindi okay since gets ko naman sila but hindi na gusto si Jacob. But anyways, siguro yung pinaka-okay sa akin din talaga. Ba to? Chapter 13 yata to. 135 page. So, ang nangyari is, diba nga nag-shot in si Catherine sa kanyang room. Sobrang ano niyang character, sobrang gulo niyang character kasi parang I think all she wants also is for everything to go into her way. May time, di ba nga na parang tinanong niya si servant niya kung ano daw ginagawa ni Mr. Edgar, which is her husband. And parang sinabi lang nung katulong na wala, ayun, nag-shot himself with the books, nagbabasa lang siya, ganyan. So, doon ay si Catherine kasi parang isip niya na parang wala siyang pakialam sa akin, ganyan. Dramatic queen siya, super. Biglang after nun, parang bilang nagsabi siya na parang feel niya mamamatay na siya anytime soon, as in super fixated siya sa factor ng death niya. And then proceeds to say na parang kailangan niyang bumalik sa piling ni Heathcliff, and then she insists na buksan yung bintana, ganyan. Nakita yung Wuthering Heights. So, magiging peaceful na siya pag nakita niya yung Wuthering Heights ka lang. So, nalaman ng servant dun sa doctor yata, which nalaman din naman niya sa isang servant na nag-elopement si Heathcliff saka si Isabella. Sabi ni Edgar, ayaw niya nang kausapin si Isabella, ayaw niya nang i-take back kasi sumama naman si Isabella ng kanya, and he's not disowning Isabella, but it's the opposite. Isabella is disowning him by doing that. Naisip mo din na, kung may pera ba si Heathcliff nung teenagers pa lang sila, like, magiging mag-asawa ba sila and magiging masaya ba sila, but at the same time parang feel ko nature na nila, especially Catherine, na hindi maging kontento, I guess. So yun pa naman. I'll come back to this later. We're officially halfway through the book. That is the end of the volume 1. So I think last update ko is chapter 13 or 12. Basta yung last chapter is chapter 14. Tama ba? I think this is chapter 14. So basically chapter 13 is mostly focusing on Isabella's letter to the servant. Tapos parang, wait. Tama ba yung pagkakaintindi ko na buntis si Catherine? Teka nga. Okay, tama nga. Kasi sometimes with this classics, parang hindi sila like super in your face na parang, she is pregnant. More like, yung parang nabasa ko, like, they're expecting, I mean, hopefully he's an heir. Mas mga ganun. Basically, Isabella's letter consists of her regrets talaga, as in super regret. Like, after reading like yung sunod na Bronte Sisters books is actually kind of medyo nakakasawa na yung gunong like context, like yung mga young women being duped or parang biglang iba pala yung asawa nila after marrying, even after multiple warnings from all the people around them. Like parang hindi ko naman sila masisi at the same time kasi nga bata pa sila, but at the same time parang ano ba yan, dami nag-warn sa inyo na hindi nga mabuting tao nga yan papakasalan nyo. But anyways, I've also noticed na si Edgar's love for Catherine is very opposite of Heathcliff's. Like, or hindi ko pa kasi alam kung paano ba sila, yun yung siguro nakukulangan ako dito sa Wuthering Heights so far, like yung history ni Catherine and ni Heathcliff, like parang oh yeah, childhood whatever, and super para sila na toxic ganyan, pero like I gotta have more than that, na parang ano ba yung nag-bind sa kanya talaga, like totally like ganon. Like parang medyo nag-jump kasi tayo agad so 15 years old sila, basta parang ganon. Anyways, so si Edgar very nurturing and passive yung love niya, as in like super naalagaan niya asawa niya, and he does everything to make her feel better. Even there was like a time na super nag-compliment siya about kay Catherine sa flowers, like sabi niya pinangarap lang doon niya dati na makasama si Catherine sa bubong, na iisang bubong ganyan, tapos yung makikita yung mga fields, mas mga ganun, very hopeless romantic-ish type si Edgar. So I could see why Catherine must be like bored, I guess, kasi coming from Heathcliff na very passionate, mapuput into words ko, parang Heathcliff can die for Catherine and Edgar can live for Catherine. Basta parang ganun. Ewan ko. Toxic yung isa, consuming type of love, while yung isa like nurturing love. Anyways, nag-regret nga si Isabella na pinakasalan si Heathcliff kasi right after niyang pakasalan, doon niya nilabas yung mga ugali niya ni Heathcliff, and then dinala niya nga sa Wuthering Heights na bahay, tapos nakalala niya yun nga sila. Yung kapatid ni Catherine, si Hindley, and Hindley actually doesn't give an F. He tells Isabella like some of these days he will kill Heathcliff, and ayun, lahat ng tao doon, like yung mga lalaki doon, treats her badly. So chapter 14, pumunta na nga yung servant nila si Nellie sa Wuthering Heights to visit Isabella, and then Isabella tells everything again, and then Heathcliff comes in, tapos kinausap niya si Isabella, inquiring about Catherine in front of his wife. Pero sinabi naman niya, like inamin din niya na parang sinabi niya na kay Nellie sa harap ng asawa niya na parang yan kasi yung delusions niya ganyan, like inimpose niya yung mga hopes and nabulag siya sa akin sa mga promises ko and everything. So Heathcliff is a very interesting character, as in by far ito yung isa sa mga book na super ang sarap din siguro pag-aralan yung mga characters, kasi yung grabe yung depth ng character, like especially Heathcliff, like parang he's not shying away from the fact na talagang ginagawa niya to for his revenge, and na alam niya yung ginagawa niya to people around him, like yung kay Isabella. Like it actually shocks me how smart he is at his age. Parang super manipulator siya ganyan, like he knows na tricking Isabella by giving her the dream life, pero once na super nagpakasal na sila kagad, ayan, talagang inano niya he made it to a point na talagang i-hate siya na Isabella. But when it comes to Catherine, kasi naging Catherine subject na after umalis ang asawa niya, he then goes into this soft boy mode, talaga na super nag-ask siya about Catherine, and sabi niya na wala daw kwenta si Edgar as a husband, kasi kung siya daw yung husband, like hindi niya pipigilin si Catherine na makipagkita sa iba, like to any person she wishes to see, kasi nga ni-impose niya na gusto niya makita si Catherine, pero Edgar, diba, bawal kay Edgar ganyan. So pinilit niya si Nellie, yung servant, to at least makipagkita kay Catherine or mag-send ng letter, kasi kung hindi daw baka mamaya madami pa silang lahat sa kanyang rage ganyan. May ano din pala akong mga notes dito na I mean mga quotes na super like shows his like consuming love to Catherine. Words would comprehend by future, death and hell. Existence after losing her would be hell. Grabe diba? Like bam! Super ano siya. Like talaga naman, hindi siya mabubuhay na wala daw si Catherine. For every thought she spends on Linton, she spends thousands on me. At a most miserable period of my life, I had a notion of the kind. It haunted me on my return to the neighborhood last summer, but only her own assurance could make me admit the horrible idea again. So basically, that's it for the chapter 14. I'm going back to work, but buti na lang naisingit natin hanggang up to half of the book. So I'll update you guys after. Grabe tong chapter na to. As in, this is my game face mode on. Kailangan ko na magkabol. Oh, overtime. This calls for an OT pay. Ah, talaga? Long story short, I fell asleep last night. Gabi, super late na kami nakauwi and plano ko nga talaga dapat magbasa buong araw yesterday for Wuthering Heights, but then they wanted to watch Fantastic Four, so now I'm here in the apartment ni Emily and we're gonna continue. I finished the chapter 15 and it's one of my favorite chapters ever in this book. Ganda talaga ng pagkagawa ni Emily Bronte sa showcasing this intoxicating love. And grabe yung confrontation and usually kasi pag sabi natin passionate or passion, diba, very good thing. But this can be the perfect example of having too much passion to the point na hindi na nila, wala silang pakialam sa mga tao sa paligid nila just so they can have each other. Parang ganun. Super tunnel vision sila and I think it works really, really well yung pagka-write ni Emily Bronte kasi minsan may mga dark romance na parang hindi masyadong kumbaga nire-romanticize kasi usually yung mga dark romance or mga getong toxic type of love. Kumbaga yung back and forth ng dalawang character na si Heathcliff saka si Catherine kasi wala tayong winning for today. Like, pareha silang toxic talaga. Like, usually kasi di ba parang may isa like super toxic and then yung isa parang more unsubmissive but they're both not okay. Like, pareha silang hindi okay. Wala tayong winning for today's video. Isa sa mga favorite ko talaga tong chapter na to kasi galing, super galing talaga. One of these is yung isang line na parang, I have not broken your heart, you have broken it. And in breaking it, you have broken mine. Do I want to live? What kind of living will it be when you, oh God, would you like to live with your soul in the grave? Grabe, diba? Because misery and degradation and death and nothing that God or Satan could inflict would have parted us.
You try to hold see with ya?
Also, I'm doing that not because of romanticizing it, pero kasi sobrang ganda nung pagkasulat ni Emily Bronte. I'm fangirling about the fact of that na grabe yung in this kind of words, like nape-portray na yung kung gaano super consumed ng pagmamahal nila sa isa't isa yung ginagawa nila. Parang ganun. Anyways, we're continuing it. So, let's go. I am on 200th page. Yahoo! So far, again, yung after the chapter no 15 yata is also my favorite, which is 16. Spoilers alert. If ayaw nyo naman spoil, like, super dito sa part na to, then probably skip ahead on the next chapters or if ever kung ayaw na makinig na spoilers. But, again, we are hit with this tragedy na namatay si Catherine, which is the other half, quote-unquote, of Heathcliff. So, medyo grabe yung pagkamatay niya, dramatic, and very sad yung confrontation ni Heathcliff sa death ni Catherine. So, as we all know, super consumed nga siya sa isa't isa nila, ganyan. So, you could kind of guess how he would handle it kasi nga super love niya si Catherine na yun nga. Like, hindi niya alam kung paano siya mabubuhay nang wala si Catherine. It's very interesting sa akin yung approach ni Emily Bronte here, especially kasi, di ba nga si asawa ni Catherine, which is si Edgar, he approached it, the grief or how he dealt with her death very differently from Heathcliff. Parang si Heathcliff, kung gusto niyang huntingin siya ni Catherine, si Edgar, he's actually more on the peaceful side. Like parang mas nire-remember niya yung memories na together, yung peaceful moments na ni Catherine. Whereas si Heathcliff, parang gusto niya parang huntingin mo ako, ganyan. Parang sinasabi niya na kung wala ka rin naman dito sa abyss na to, sa mundo na to, like, kahit yung soul mo, kahit yung ghost mo is okay na sa akin, basta samahan mo lang ako dito sa mundong imbabaw. Ganun. For the next few chapters, parang na-encounter si Mrs. Dean, si Ellen, or servant kay Isabella, which is Heathcliff's wife. Tumakas na siya dun from Wuthering Heights since ayaw niya nga niya ililibin niya yung husband niya, but turns out she was pregnant and she gave birth, pero hindi naman siya super like ni Heathcliff. Parang alam ko binisita ata siya isang beses or whatever, pero hindi naman siya nanggulo, ganyan. Parang sabi lang niya, gagamitin ko yung, or i-claim ko yung bata whenever I want or whatever. Yung next generations na, which is si Catherine, din yung pangalan ng anak ni Catherine sa ni Edgar, pero let's just call him Kathy. Let's just call her Kathy para may distinction. Kasi ganoon din naman yung ginagawa ni Edgar para may distinction between daw Catherine and Kathy. Kasi parang gusto pa din niya na may connection kay Catherine, but at the same time, gusto niya yung, alam mo yun, separate silang being, ganyan. Nung lumaki na si Kathy, kasi parang pumunta siya sa kasi alam niyo, parang mga moment na parang pag-sheltered yung mga babae noon or any person, ganyan, parang siya pinagkakaroon na urge na mag-visit from other places. So, super kulit niya. Napadpad siya sa Wuthering Heights and then she meets her cousin, si Hareton, na hindi naman niya alam niya cousin yun. So, sinabi ng isang servant yata, ganyan, na parang, oh, she's your cousin. I mean, he's your cousin, ganyan. Ayaw pa patanggap ni Kathy nung una, but tapos tinur lang siya ni Hareton after this encounter, kahit na-hurt siya sa ayaw ni Kathy siya maging relative, ayan. Pero, yun pa lang naman so far. And, yeah, I'm not really actually, to be honest with you, super nabitin ako sa relationship ni Catherine sa ni Heathcliff, like, parang, super bitin. Kasi almost kalahati pa lang ng libro. Wala na sila. I mean, wala na siya. Like, ano ba yan? But anyways, ayun lang naman yung reklamo ko. Kasi, so far, wala akong masyadong interest sa, next generation. Like, yung mga, mga anak nila, ganyan. Like, okay, I get it. Pero, like, I'm not really interested so far. Okay, I just finished a few chapters. So, kasi volume 2, chapter 9 to eh. Pero, actually, not really sure kung pang ilan na siya if overall. I have no thoughts so far, kundi nakakainis si Heathcliff kasi kaya ako nag-video or nag-update since I'm guessing there's gonna be something happening. Pero so far, ang thoughts ko is his revenge really goes a long way. Kasi kahit wala na si Catherine mismo, talagang pinipili niyang hunt ng mga tao. Like, he doesn't have anything to do but to get revenge. Parang ganun yung naisip ko. To the point na nadadamay na nga yung bata, which is si Kathy, and then yung anak niya, which is si Linton. Ang nagiging plot pala niya so far is gusto niya magka-inlaban si Linton, yung anak niya, saka si Kathy, yung anak nila, Catherine, saka ni Edgar. So, he does everything to get them closer, yung mga love letters, kaya nga ng paraan. Tapos, itong last is yung parang binigyan niya naman si Kathy ng problema kasi sinabi niya na parang nanghihina na or parang distressed na super si Linton kasi nga hindi na nakukuha yung mga letters ni Catherine. Ang kukulit ng mga bata talaga, as in, like, gets ko naman, like, teenagers and hormones and everything like that. Pero parang very, sobrang uso na this time talaga yung mga ganun. Yung parang may sasabihin sa'yo, may warning nga sa'yo yung nakakatanda sa'yo, tapos hindi ka makikinig. Like, gagawin mo lahat para magawa yun. And then, in the end, turns out they were right. So, medyo hindi ako fan ng mga ganun. Like, hindi talaga ako fan. Like, maikli lang pasensya ko sa mga ganun for some reason. Like, ano ba? Ayaw nyo ba makinig? Kasi siguro for some, as someone, as a Capricorn na lagi nag-a-advise sa iba, like, so parang naiinis ako pag ganun ng panambayan, tapos hindi ka makikinig. Tapos, iyak ka ngayon. Heathcliff's, manipulation and revenge. He will do everything for his revenge, including sacrificing his own son, just to see, I guess, in his own eyes, the sufferings of the people around him. And, ironically kasi, yung pinafeel niya kay Hareton, tama ba yung pangalan, which is yung anak ni Headley, yung kapatid ni Catherine, na minaltrato siya. Gunon na gunon niya pinapafeel kay Hareton yung nafe-feel niya nung bata siya, which is yung discrimination, yung pinafeel na sobrang outcast na mababang level, ganyan. So, which is, he is aware. He's aware of it. Kasi sinabi din naman niya, like, parang yung mga same exact feeling niya is, na alam niya na nararamdaman din ni Hareton. So, parang ano ba yan? Sobrang fucked up ni Heathcliff, yan. Parang pointless na lang din kasi akala ko kaya niya ginagawa kasi gusto niya makuha si Catherine pabalik. But now, it's just, parang makikita mo na lang din na it's all about his hurt, pride, ego, or whatever. Kasi, kahit siguro wala si Catherine, maybe he will still be like this. Parang ganun yung naisip ko. Kasi kung hindi niya nakita si Catherine or nakilala si Catherine, like, hindi sila naging romance or whatever, pero the same treatment ganun, hindi ko alam kung magiging ganito ba siya talaga din. Kasi, di ba, parang patay na si Catherine, pero like, super effort ka pa din mag-revenge, which, wala ka namang papalagay dyan. Sobrang weird. After reading chapter 15 yata dito sa volume 2, parang, ano ba ginagawa ni Heathcliff at sobrang down siya? Sobrang weird. Like, he had to do that. Like, yung disturb the dead. Like, oh my gosh. Sobrang... Okay, I just finished tong last page. Finally done with Wuthering Heights. Actually, we're gonna go out today kasi, dito, 9, mag-10 na yata kasi pupunta kami sa Lido yun na fan meet tomorrow. So, we decided to stay there na lang kasi malayo nga sa Kawalan to. Yung thoughts ko after, okay lang naman yung ending-ish. Like, all this that ends well, kumbaga ganyan kasi at least Catherine and ano nga ba pangalan ng isa? Hitlon? Basta ganun. Yung anak ni Headley, they're well, saka si Mrs. Dean, at least, diba, nakasama niya yung dalawa niyang, yung alaga niyang si Catherine at the end. Very strange way to die, si Heathcliff. I don't know, because of his, like, parang nawala na siya ng lakas to live since wala na siyang purpose then kasi namatay na din naman si Mr. Edgar, and then parang nakita na din niya na parang umokay naman na din si Catherine saka si yung anak ni Headley. So, feel ko wala na siya ng lakas talaga, like wala na siyang purpose, and then he was being hunted by Catherine daw every single day of his life for 18 years, ganyan. Kuno. I'll do an in-depth review siguro. Yun lang, parang si Heathcliff, parang kapag nisip ko yung revenge na word, siguro sa mga mag-appear sa utak ko si Heathcliff. Like, super, yun lang yung naging purpose sa buong buhay niya. And, nakulangan lang din ako talaga sa, like, kung paano siya naging ganong moment na super, like, toxic sila ni Catherine. Like, I know, childhood, blah, 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 but like, wala sila masyadong scene, like, nung nagdi-discuss about that. It will be very interesting also if you guys have any insight or inputs about their characters and about the story in the comments if you have read it and ano yung mga nagsisimbolize and everything like that. Because I definitely think na masaya siya i-analyze. And nagustuhan ko siya kasi nga hindi siya typical classic romance love story. It's tackling more on the dark side talaga. Like, obvious na very dark, tragic love story yung kanila. And, ayun, I actually like the ending. I mean, it's not the best ending, pero yun, parang, at least, di ba, nagkaroon ng twists and turns ganyan. So, it was a really good book. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next reading vlog.